Hey folks, Carla Sands here, putting in a plug for Gene Valentino's Grassroots Truthcast.
To celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7, I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12 packs or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free.
Well, President Trump's tough on crime approach is bringing more Americans to his side. An AP poll shows his approval rating increased to 45%. That is a full 5% jump from last month. So how much higher can this number go? Well, let's ask the author of the big best-selling book, The Return, Trump's Big 2024 Comeback, Dick Morris. And also with us is the host of the Grassroots Truthcast podcast and GOP political strategist. He also has the best glasses in town, Gene Valentino. You do, Gene, so we got to lay it all out there. Dick has the best-selling book. You have the best-selling glasses. That is for sure, my friend. Dick, let's start with you. What will it take for more Americans to back Trump? And the fact that it went up 5 points, and again, that's an AP poll, that is a very good sign for the president.
Yes, well, it is. But let's remember that AP is a very left-wing poll, and it includes a lot of non-voters, many of whom are liberal. And most of the polling by Rasmussen, which I think is the most accurate, has Trump at 50% or 51%. And lately, with a crime emphasis, he's moved up to 54 or 55. So I think he's moving, and I think he'll continue to. But I want to put up a red flag here, Rita. I think Trump is playing with fire in the National Guard deployments. Washington, D.C. is one thing, but the other cities he's threatening for Chicago, New York, Baltimore, I think is dangerous. These folks are National Guardsmen. They're very brave and very patriotic, but they're not trained in police work. And I'm concerned that one of them is going to overreact, and you'll have a Rodney King or a George Floyd situation on your hands and cause a backlash over the crime issue. There is a very good way for Trump to deal with crime, and he's working now on a legislative package that he says he'll submit in a few days, which may well address it. What he needs to do is to take on this liberal agenda that was passed a couple of years ago throughout the country of eliminating bail, eliminating cash bail, and ratcheting back any efforts at deploying people, search and stop and frisk, and other stuff that was passed in many states to stop law enforcement from doing its job. And when they arrest people, they just get freed the next hour or two, usually while they're still processing the arrest form.
Let me bring in Gene. Gene, your thoughts on this, because if you look at some of the polls, go ahead, Dick, real quick.
Trump can change that by threatening to withhold federal funding to these jurisdictions. And I think that he may be doing that in the new crime bill. But that is the solution to crime, not increased deployments of the National Guard.
So, Gene, let me ask you, because do maybe both of these things have to happen? Dick thinks, obviously, legislatively, but if you look at some of these new polls, 81% of Americans say they are very concerned about major crime in their cities. So when you see these numbers, and the other thing I think about also is Muriel Bowser, who is the D.C. mayor. She said that the surge is working, that the National Guard is working. And even Gavin Newsom, he's not adding the National Guard, but what a surprise. He seemed to have an epiphany, and he came out the other day and said, yeah, there is a problem with crime in California, and he's adding more state police to cities. Isn't that a reflection of what President Trump is doing is working, Gene?
Exactly. And to add to that, The president doesn't micromanage the legislative branch of our nation, nor does he micromanage the judiciary as well. I wish both of those legs of our three-legged stool would stay out of his way. Yeah, the National Guard isn't as trained as local law enforcement, so bring in the Army, the Navy, and the Marines. Bring them in and clean it up once and for all immediately, because the president has the constitutional right to do so. I'm infuriated that the problems exist in blue cities of blue states around this nation, and we have to tiptoe around minefields of how to talk about this thing. It needs to be resolved quickly by a strong president, and Donald Trump is showing that leadership. Lead, follow, or get out of the way. And Muriel Bowser, you just mentioned, is a perfect example of someone who's come around a bit to realize she better get on board with the administration to institute the class and quality and culture back in, starting with the District of Columbia, that the rest of the nation needs.
Yeah, no, great points, guys. And let's not forget, there are so many still Democratic leaders across this country. I think of Brandon Johnson, who was asked, hey, would you like more police? He treated it like it was a trick question, and he started talking about climate change and housing. Everybody needs to admit it's a problem, and all communities deserve to be safe. Guys, thank you both very, very much. Gene Valentino with the great glasses and Dick Morris with the great book. Thank you guys very much. Have a great rest of your Labor Day weekend. Thank you.
To celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7, I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12 packs, or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free.